No one is talking about how Isaiah Hartenstein is the key to success for this Thunder team in this upcoming season. Everyone's talking about how SGA needs to have another MVP caliber season, or Jalen Williams needs to go up and win Most Improved Player. Chet Holmgren needs to be an all-defensive player. They're saying this along with Alex Caruso and Dort as well, saying that they need to be all-defensive type of players as well, especially for Alex Caruso, potentially Sixth Man of the Year. Aaron Wiggins needs to step up a little bit. Cason Wallace needs to have a good second-year development. They say that with Chet Holmgren as well. His second-year development needs to be off the charts. However, no one's really talking about Isaiah Hartenstein anymore and how important he actually is to this Thunder squad to win a championship this upcoming season. And some of that is just based off of purely all the hype Oklahoma City has gotten this offseason, with SJ and Dort playing in the Olympics, trading away Josh Giddey for Alex Caruso, re-signing Aaron Wiggins and Isaiah Joe to some long-term team-friendly deals. But yeah, Isaiah Hartenstein, he keeps getting swept under the rug ever since he signed this massive contract with the Oklahoma City Thunder that does put them over the edge and make them the true #1 contender for a championship this upcoming season. We're going to break that all down here today in an article I found talking about it, giving their reasons why, and I got to agree with them in every single point that they made in the article over on Thunder's Intentions. Before we get at it though, I want to take a quick moment and say that if you guys find yourself coming back and watching the videos on a regular basis, or if you find yourself watching the whole videos all the way through, go ahead, hit that subscribe button. It's the best way to support the channel here. With that out of the way, we can go ahead and get into the video and topic at hand, breaking down this article, talking about Isaiah Hartenstein, and why he's the most important piece on this Oklahoma City Thunder squad. Because when you look at what we were missing, there was really one big thing. Size. That size that we were missing to help out rebounding and rim protection is what killed us against the Dallas Mavericks. Some people say it was luck as their role players went off for some reason comparing to other series. I've looked at it. You know, their role players shot 41% from open threes against us, whereas in the other series, they shot maybe 32 or 33%. So, yes, you could equate it to luck. However, there are some stats that I found in this article that kind of showed that it really was just the lack of size for the reason we lost to the Dallas Mavericks in the playoffs. And if we had that size, maybe we go and make it to the finals last season. You never know. That's the thing. You never know. If we had that size, maybe we'd beat the Dallas Mavericks. However, we would know this upcoming season if we do see them again now with this updated roster. Now, I'm going to go ahead and get into the first piece of the article that we have here talking about it. It just kind of states, the opening remarks on why. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Chet Holmgren, and Jalen Williams. These are the names that are synonymous, with the OKC Thunder basketball, who will likely be at the forefront of all conversations relating to the franchise. However, despite their high-end and buzzworthy statuses, none are the most important piece to thrust the club over the hump toward an NBA championship. That job belongs to Isaiah Hartenstein. While many teams were reported to have been vying for his services, in the end, the Thunder ended up winning the sweepstakes on day 2 of free agency as they inked the 26-year-old to a lucrative $80 million deal. We're going to go ahead and go into the second piece of information here. Now to some, the idea of shelling out such coin to a career role player may be seen as a bit much. However, what Hartenstein could end up bringing in Mark Daigneault's squad could provide to be worth far more than his new $29 million annual salary. Arguably, the biggest weakness found with OKC's rotation last year resided with their front court, particularly when it came to their lack of size and physicality down in the paint. By year's end, the Thunder rostered just 4 players who measured in at above 6'8", with their tallest talent being Holmgren, who, though stands at the menacing 7'1", weighs in at an astonishingly light 208 pounds. Their lack of vertical threats and overall strength down low proved to be quite a disadvantage, especially during their second-round bout against the more physically dominating Mavericks. In their 6-game demise to Dallas, this is what I want to kind of point out and why we severely need the size going into the playoffs next season. In their 6-game demise to Dallas, the Thunder were severely outmuscled on the boards, especially on the offensive end, where they pulled down 57 rebounds to 73 and ultimately were outscored into the second chance department 97 to 98. Let that stat sink in for a little bit. They had 97 second chance points, whereas we had 68. If we get potentially 80 second chance points, maybe 85 at the high end, realistically 80, that potentially wins us the series when you think about how close and evenly matched it was. It was tied in point total, 630 to 630. I don't want to say they were technically blowouts at all. That first game, yes, we won by a large margin. Then Dallas also won by another large margin as well, which kind of balanced things out. Everything else, it felt like 1 or 2 possession games the entirety of the playoff series against the Mavericks. So if we get those second chance points, which we definitely will now with Isaiah Hartenstein and helping out with, limiting their offensive rebounds while also increasing ours at the same time, it's going to be phenomenal for this team. But something that's not really being talked about at all is his ability as a playmaker at his size and position. Yes, we lost Giddey. However, people forget how good of a playmaker Isaiah Hartenstein actually is when you look at his size and position, because he's overlooked by the big man over in Denver, Nikola Jokic, who is the best passing big man in the league right now. And it was mentioned in the article as well, which I love to see. On top of all this, another attribute that's believed to be sorely lacking with the Thunder's arsenal is in the playmaking department, especially with the recent departure of top setup artist Josh Giddey in this offseason. Not only will Hartenstein be of service in the brute force and nitty-gritty aspects of the game, but he is also capable of and more than confident in his abilities to set up his teammates on the offensive end, as he's gone as far to label himself one of the best passers in the NBA, which while on the surface may seem bold based on the advanced metrics. I don't like advanced metrics, but this is helping out our guy a little bit here. 6.4 assists per 100 possessions in 2021 and 2022, and 5 in 2023 and 2024. And the eye test, there appears to be some serious merit to his remarks. When you look at his game, it's not necessarily the passing ability that I see with his playmaking skill set. It's the fact he realizes when he's got a double team and he knows who's going to be open. When he gets the ball down low, it's like all of a sudden he knows, okay, if I feel this guy coming up, all of a sudden I know so-and-so is open in the corner or wing, so I can just kick it out to him real quick. If no one's coming on me, I have the mismatch down low in the paint, and I can go to work and get my bucket here. It's the fact, it looks like he has eyes in the back of his head, and as soon as he sees this pressure or defender coming up on him, he immediately knows, okay, this guy's cutting right here. Let me dump it off to him. Okay, he's going to stay in that corner. Let me kick it out to him. It's just his court awareness and vision are off the charts for his size and position, which is one of the most underrated parts of his game that is going to help out this Thunder offense so much down the stretch. Defensively, he's got that size and rebounding that'll help out, but offensively, it's not his scoring abilities, but his playmaking abilities at that size and position is what's really going to help the Thunder on offense. And his stats, we'll go ahead and look at the stats a little bit as well. We'll go ahead and look at the stats, all right? And they're nothing to be, blown away by any means. 8 points a game, 8 rebounds, 2.5 assists, a block, and a steal a game. That's where it really stands out for me with Isaiah Hartenstein, is the fact that at 7 foot tall, he's averaging a steal and a block per game. One of the few players in the NBA that actually averaged a block and steal in the league last season. Less than 2 turnovers as well at that size. All right, it's not like he's not putting the ball on the floor at all, or he's getting it poked away down low. He's holding on the ball well. He protects the ball. Less than 3 fouls. I'd like to see it around 2.4, 2.3 fouls per game, but we'll take that. It's not like he's fouling out all the time. 64% from the field. That's nice. And I know he doesn't take a lot of three-pointers at all, but 33% in the attempts that he did take last season, that's nice to see. I can't lie. And in the offseason, we've seen him working out so far. He's been taking three-point shots. He's just been working on his three-point game so he can seamlessly fit into the Thunder offense where he can take a 3 or 2 a game for us and not be a liability if he's left out there behind the three-point line, where he's an actual threat to make a shot if you leave him open. He's putting in that work to advance that one part of his game that is a clear detriment part of it, which could also advance his scoring a little bit as well. But it's the fact that he adds this rebounding, this extra rim protection down low, so we take the load off of Chet Holmgren a little bit, and the playmaking ability. I can't get over that enough. The playmaking ability he has at his size and as a center is probably top 3 of centers in the league. When you look at his, it's not his passing. Nikola Jokic is the best passing center in the league. I'll give him that. But it's his court awareness and vision. He knows where someone's going to be open. He knows whose man is on him at that moment. So he's going to be able to find the open man, which is going to help out this Thunder team a ton. Because we have shooters. We have guys that are willing to cut in. Jalen Williams is a great example of that. He loves to cut. He does. He loves to drive to the rim. So that'll help out a ton if Jalen Williams can shake off his guy, cut to the rim on backside on the baseline. Isaiah Hartenstein can just dump it up to him, gives him an easy lay or slam for 2 points. Chet Holmgren. They can run a nice little duo right there as well. Chet at the high post, Isaiah Hartenstein down low. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander with that pick and roll. It'll be nice. The options on offense for Isaiah Hartenstein are limitless when you look at his play-making ability at that size and his position. I can't get over that enough. That's all I got for this video, though. Let me know what you guys personally think about Isaiah Hartenstein. Do you think he is the one player that is going to win us this championship? Like, he was the guy that's like, okay, this definitely puts Oklahoma City now over the edge? Or is it someone else on the team that you're looking at? Like, maybe a Cason Wallace, for example. You're like, if he plays well, this Thunder team is going to have a great year and win the championship, no doubt about it in my mind. Let me know if it's someone else for you. That's all I got for this video. I'll see you guys in the next one.